Welcome to Brother Skipper Training Center. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you videography. We're going to be looking at how to shoot like a pro and also how to edit like a pro. Personally, I feel everybody needs to know how to shoot and, of course, how to edit. Yeah, even if not on that a professional level of using maybe a complete setup, at least using your phone. But also as a theater artist, I can assure you that once you are done with this particular tutorial and you pay attention and practice, you can be able to handle any editing. You wouldn't be confused whenever you see any editing app anywhere, like let it be the highest of the apps, the editing apps. So for the sake of this particular tutorial, I'm going to be using an editing app I call VN. This is VN. I'm going to be using VN because VN has no watermark after you have exported. Now, what is watermark? Watermark is the signature of that particular app company that owns the app. For instance, if you use maybe KineMaster to if I go to Google Play, for instance, and download KineMaster or Viva Video, at the end of the editing, you would always see something like edited or edited by Viva Video or something like that, or that's their name would be on your video. So but this VN does not include the name, so it makes it look like it's a very professional editing, of course, which it is. All these things is all about packaging. So we're going to look at how to shoot a music video with your phone, how to shoot professional video with your phone, because the way you place your phone while shooting matters. The way you frame your shots matters. We're going to be looking at how to edit like a pro, of course, with your phone, how to create a perfect intro and outro, how to add sound effects, how to add transition and even what transition is, how to add background music, how to add text to your video, and even how to give the perfect fonts, and designs and stuff like that. How to, of course, make money with videography, because at the end of the day, I still believe that you should be making money off this. So we are going straight to VN. So I don't want to update it now. So once you open it, you're going to see something like this. Now you can see the home. I'm talking of the icons below. You can see home. You can see a cross like icon. So I'll click that cross. Now normally that is your opening icon in most cases in different applications. So I would click it and it will bring me here. Now when it brings me here, let me increase the brightness. Now you can see new project. Normally, let me go back. Now if these are my edited clips already, so if I click any of them, it will just take me back to the things I edited before. So but because this is a new, I believe you haven't edited before, so or you want to start afresh, so we are just going to click on the cross below and it will take us to new project. Then we click on new project and then it will tell us to select clips. Now at this point we select the clips that we want to use for this particular shot. Now I'm going to be mixing how to shoot and editing. I'm going to try to join the two lectures together. Now if you're shooting, there's what we call establishment shots. establishment shots. Let me carry this one. Let me import some of the video clips so you understand better. Let me import. So I have okay, I have this, and let me get. Okay, I think those two clips can go for now. Let me add one more clip. Okay, let me add this Wizkid clip here. So I will just press on this arrow pointing towards the right, and it would of course process the video clips into my editing space. Like I would say, you could have a note where you jot down things, or find a way that it will be easier for you to grab what I'm saying. Now you can see here we have our editing space, and you can see the play button there. So let's play and see what we have. Let's see what we have. Okay. Okay, so this particular shot is what we call establishment shots. Of course, the importance of you using a tripod or stuff like that while you're shooting is for it to be steady. You can see it's kind of shaky because I was probably walking and trying to just get something anyhow. So but if you're doing it, try to hold your hand firm so that it will be as smooth as possible. Now you can see this video, it started from the up, establishing the environment. You understand? That's why we call it establishment shot. It gives you insight of the fact that okay, this is a school, this is a church, so that when we get to this point, you can say, oh, because if I'm to make a video, maybe I start from here, you might just be confused of where I am. But if I start from here, maybe you will say, okay, this is a residential place, this is someone's office, this is someone's school, or stuff like that. So that's the essence of that establishment shot. And of course, when we talk about framing, now take a look at this clip.
Behave yourself.
You can
talk too much.
You can see how Wizkid is well placed in that video. Some of us, when we are shooting, we don't even care. We might even cut the person's hair off. We frame the person's. We frame the person on one side. While we have lots of space, you can see the balance. You understand? So the way you unless you want to create a different kind of you want to give them a different message, then you can decide to play around. But otherwise, always make sure that your framing is amazing. So that's it. So we're going straight to the editing. Now this first one, you can see the first one with the musical sign. That is for the music. You can see along it, you see tap to add music. The second one, you see the text, the T, you see tap to add subtitle. The third one, you see tap to add sticker /PIP. The fourth one, you still see a movie like logo, and the last one below, you see a volume icon. Down you can see template, filter, speed, split, trim, FX, delete, volume again, BG, border, crop, mirror, flip, freeze, reverse, zoom, and forward. Like I say, this app, the only difference between this app and other app is just little difference that you might find in all these editing apps. But in general, once you're able to edit with this one perfectly well, believe me, you can also edit with other apps in the world very well. So we are going to start with, now we've imported this video. Now we're going to start with below. Of course, the below is the volume. For instance, I just mute the volume of this video now. Let me unmute it. So that is the function of that particular volume. Now, the second one is for you to get video. Now, this line, you can see a particular line that follows this the clips as it moves. So if I'm to import a video now, and this line is in this very beginning, the video is going to be in that very beginning. So where I place, if I want to import maybe to be in between this video, I have to place it somewhere here. So let me show you. For instance, let me put it in this beginning now. And it's not a must that you import video. You can also import pictures, just a normal picture. So let me click this video icon. You can see showed you different options. So let's just go straight to video/photo. So these videos, you can see it's already highlighted to us the ones we imported initially. You can see the two of them, or the three of them. If you scroll up, you still see that of Whiskey. It will also be highlighted, so you can see it's highlighted. So let's just go straight to, let's import this one. Let's import this one. Just click it, and then of course you see the arrow. That arrow is for you to import it. So once you click the arrow, it will import. You see, it brought us to the very beginning, because that's where the arrow was placed. So it took us even to the very beginning before the establishment shot. And let me say this clearly: the establishment shot is your first shot. If you are not having an intro transition, your establishment shot should be your very first thing that somebody sees. So that is for this video, this thing for the first video to import from this particular place. Then of course, let's go back. If you want to import from import a picture also, just go to photo. It's in video now. Just click the photo, it will switch. So you can decide to let me click this one and process it. You see, so that's it. You see, it just brought us to, so that is the function of this. Now let me delete it. Of course, to delete, just click on this delete and it will delete it for you. Now that's for this. So we are done with the volume. We are done with the first video option. Now the second video option, you can still see showed you almost similar thing: video/picture and sticker. Now what this one does is that it places your video on top of the one you already have. Let's be practical here. So let's say we import this video now. So this one now, once you just click it, you can see it. You see what I'm saying? You see, placed it on top. Now this arrow, now these two double pointed arrow, once you hold it, you can expand the video. You can just hold the video and move it around and control it around. This one now, this bent arrow, you use it to turn the thing around, so you can actually use it to rotate it however you want. Of course, this X is for you to just probably delete that particular clip, so you can decide to position it. In some cases, you see these television stations when they are giving important news, and they have option for those who are who are deaf and dumb. They just have somebody that interprets for them by the side. This is how they achieve it. So for instance, let's say I'm the one giving this news, and then we have this option. You understand? You see the both videos are play. So if you still want to edit any of the clip, now the highlight is on the first video under. If you want to edit the second, is either you click on it from the screen and it automatically highlight, or you just click on it from the under and it will still highlight. Then you can even see different options. You can see replace, you can see motion, give this motion is how you want it to appear, and stuff like that. You can see in animation, that's how you want it to come in. Out animation, how do you want it to go out? Let's be practical here. Let's go with in animation first. So then this, okay, let's play it so you see it. Now that duration you saw there is how long you want it to stay while coming out. For instance, I just increased the duration. You see, that's how slow should it be, while coming out. So that is what that one is saying. And so now we are done with this. It's not limited to only videos, like I said. You can also decide to go there and import pictures. You can actually import pictures, you see, and just fix it. So for those ones that maybe at the end of the day you see NTA news or AIT news or stuff like that, so imagine this my cartoon picture here now, it's written NTA news. Of course, that's how it will be showing. You can see this one is very, very tiny. So let me delete this video first. So you see it's tiny. Now I want to enlarge. I'll bring my two thumbnails together and just draw it and expand it so that I can see, I can be able to touch it, since my phone screen is not all that big enough. So I will just, you can see this arrow is to expand it so that it can probably stay longer. So look at it now. Let me mute this audio first. So you see where the thing stopped is where the thing goes off. So that's for now in some cases, like if you're using KineMaster or some other more advanced editor, you find out that the audio, you can actually extract the audio. You understand? You can extract the audio, like just the audio. So but this one now, it doesn't have that option. You understand? Or maybe it might be in the updated version of this VN, just that I didn't want to update it yet till I'm done with this thing. So we'll move on to the text, the T. That's the T. Now this text, of course, maybe you want to write something, you can see different options. Let me go with standard. So you can type anything. That's how I type this. I am _super official and stuff like that. So let's see, Brothers Keeper Training Center. Now you can see they gave me different options. If I come to this capital E and small E now, I can see different fonts. I can decide to choose anyone that I want. Remember, this thing works out better for you if you continuously practice, not just that you watch this video once and you relax and you feel you have learned videography and video editing. You have to continuously practice You understand? As a matter of fact, I studied this particular course called Theatre and Film Studies in the university, and it's a 4 years course. So it's just like me trying to put across to you what I learned within 4 years, within how many minutes. And it's not really something you can actually do, because I've taught a lot of patients and they picked up. So I know you can. All you need to do is to practice. Now, see, we have an option for size here. That's where you can increase the size. That's if you don't want to use this double pointed arrow. I've already told you this to rotate. So anyhow you see it. So let's use a lollipop font. Then of course, even here in this color, you can see circle of colors, so let's click that circle of colors, and you can see you can actually choose lots of options. Like this one, you can choose this one, you can choose, like, just be at liberty to explore. You can see it because it's still under text. You can still go to stroke and click stroke, and whenever you see opacity, in our graphic design class, we talked about opacity. So whenever you see it, you know that it's how, in a layman language, it's how bright what you have highlighted is going to be, or how faint. For instance, this is stroke. Now the stroke size is still 0, the opacity is 0. So let's increase so that we'll know we'll see what we're doing. So I'm going to increase. You see the stroke bar, you see, because it's in this yellow. Let's change it to green. Now let me bring down the opacity. Just be watching it. You see, so the opacity is more like the brightness of the thing, and because we are dealing on stroke, so the size also, you see, is increasing in size. So the stroke in this context is the same thing with what we have as a outline in that thumbnail maker. So now we have shadow here, the same thing, just you see shadow, you see the shadow. Let's change shadow. You see, it's blur. We can decide to reduce the opacity. You see, you are not seeing it again because the opacity is 0. If you increase it, the background, you can still see the background is yellow. It's the background of the text. So you are actually at liberty to, this is the general opacity of what you've done. So this place now is more like, if you are not okay with these ones now, they already made ones they have done. So if you're not satisfied with the ones they have done, you can actually do your own. So that's just it. So I'll be picking this one. Then when I'm done, I'll just click on this tick here, and it would be there for me. So that's it. You can see it on top, the top layer. So now I believe, and of course you see they even still showed you that option, you can still edit. So if I click this one now, they will still show me different options. Anything you click, they will show you different options that you can still influence editing. Like this one now, this clip now, you can see I can increase the speed, I can increase back. We're coming to that. So now we are done with text. If we want the text to come in a stylish way, we just click, either we'll click on it from the screen, or we click on it from under, and it would give us options: edit, motion. So motion, edit is maybe you want to change the text, you want to rewrite. Motion is how you want it, just like we've discussed earlier in the other picture aspect. For instance, let me choose slide. You see, so let's see this one. Let's see, so, and duration, we've talked about duration. How slowly and how fast do you want it to appear? So all these things, of course, like I said earlier, the more you rehearse, the more you practice. I'm used to this, theatrical terminologies. the more you get used to it. So that is it for, we've done volume, we've done the two ways that you could still import your videos and pictures, we've done text, then we are going to do music now. So let me just click the music straight away. You can see effect, if you want to add effect, special effect, sound effect. If you want to record, this one is okay. Let's do recording now. So you see, just click it and you can see this option. So I'll just click on the red. When it finishes counting, I'll start. It and it will stop. You can decide to preview what you've done by I just minimize the whole thing. So let's click. Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Brothers Keeper Training Center. As you can see, I'm eating so you have to know, even you can even preview the thing. I can decide to delete it and do another. I can decide to reduce the volume. This ball, and you then see, when you want to start, you just click. The volume now was down. So if I'm satisfied with it this way, I'll just click on this good. You see, it has seat here now. Record. Now that's for record seat. Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, now let me take, remember, is this fast because we expanded it, so we could decide to still use our two thumbnail to compress it. You understand? So let's go back to that music and go to effects. You see different effects, see cartoon, so let's do this cartoon 03. You see it. Yes, so see, so that's how you add your effect, your sound effect. So you can see it's now putting it layer by layer under that sound. So let's do, if you still want to work on any of them, just click them. You can see volume. So if you want the volume, if you want to replace, if you want to delete it, so now we're going to go to music now. It's just the same pattern. Let's see, let me use just softs. Let me use let me use Ijoma by Super, because it's just an instrumental. I will choose it. Now you can see, when you choose it, you can see fade in, you can see fade out, you can see volume. Now what is fade in and fade out is basically, in some movies you see somebody is talking, let's say it's an emotional scene, and somebody, or let's say it's a sorrowful scene, and somebody is talking, oh, you killed my uncle, uncle, why did you have to do this to me, uncle, blah 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 blah. The person is crying, and then next thing you see this very sorrowful sound or song coming up, as the person is talking, the sound is flowing in. That is fading in. And maybe when the person wants to say another thing, the sound fades out. You understand? So that's what this fading and fade out basically means. So the volume is how loud, of course you know what volume is. So let's experiment. Let me fade it in and fade it out a little so that you see. Just listen. Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Brothers Keeper Training Center. As you can, so if you noticed, it didn't just start on the high volume. Let me fade it in properly so that you get to understand what I mean. Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Brothers Keeper Training Center. As you can see, I'm eating cheese ball, and then when you want to start, you just, so you see it started on a very low and started climbing. So the same way, if you fade out, to the way you want it, you see that it would, it will start on a, when it wants to stop, it will begin to descend, from the top, then it goes down till you can't hear any other thing again. So we are done with this sound. So I believe now you should be comfortably handling your volume, your two ways to import your text and your sound, So, and of course, I told you any of them you want to still work on, you just click on it and you can see it just highlighted it if you want to reposition it or stuff like that. So now the ones for the options below, they are just simple options. For instance, I'm not going to be looking at all of them. I'm just going to be telling you the ones that are very important to you. Some are not really important, like this filter. Now the highlight is on this video. Now this filter, for instance, this is filter. It just gives you different filters of the video. You can create, you can see essence, like you can basically flex this season, this film. You can flex a lot of the filters. You can decide to increase the intensity. So when you're done, if you really want it, you just go to apply. If you don't want it, you can click on this X, or you just go to none or original, and it will take you back. You can just return back. That's for the filter. The speed also the same thing. How now see the way this speed graph is structured. In some cases it's not like this. Now when it comes to this particular speed in this particular app, these pointers that they placed, of course you can also create your own pointer. You can see different presets. You can create your own pointer, but you see, so when you actually hold maybe a particular place and you hold it, you leave it, they will show you add pointer. If you click it, it will add that pointer, you see. So the idea of this whole graph here is that from beginning to the end is the length of this particular clip that I highlighted. So this one now would influence the speed on this individual clip. You understand? Like I said, you mustn't watch all these things from the beginning to the end at once. You can take your time, watch, practice, go back and watch again, and practice and continue practicing till you are conversant with this whole thing. So now this first one here is showing you the beginning. So let's take it up so that you see. Now if you take this one too up, let's just take all of them up. You see, just watch how this one will come down. You see, it's normal now. So if you still want it slow mo, just bring, okay, let me bring this one on a slow mo. So you see, so all these things, when you are done, if you want it like that, you click this good. But this app now, if it's maybe something like viewer video, once you are influencing this app, you are influencing this particular speed on any clip, it influences both the sound of the clip but this one, after influencing it now, the sound will just disappear. You won't see it now.
Yes, so ladies and gentlemen.
You see, it didn't show me that this thing.
Yes, so ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, let me go back. By the way, this arrow here now on top of this place here is to undo. This one is to redo. So let me undo this video now, and
yes.
So because we already have speed, you can see the speed 22.78 seconds, so you can see down this video clip, so that's just basically about the speed. The split now is, maybe I want to split this video into different clips. I want to cut it, or I want to add transition here. I'll just click this split. You see, it just cut it for me. That's what that split basically means. Trim, it's that particular clip that you have selected. Look at the clip we selected. See it. You see, it didn't enter the selection, the highlight didn't enter the other clip. So if I want to trim it, will just give me this pattern. So I can decide, okay, So trimming basically works just the two ends, here and here. So you can decide, okay, the ending part and the beginning, I want to cut them off. You can use trim, or so when you are done, of course, you click. So the only thing there, when if I want to trim this middle now, it will be a challenge because I can't trim it. So if you want to trim something out here, you just have to split it or cut it, then you can then trim. You understand? So that's how it works. Let me undo it. That's so for this FX is the same thing with what you have, your normal FX, where it shows you different. You can decide to extend it to how you want the effect. For instance, you see anyone you put, they will normally show you the thing where it started and where it ended.
Yes, so ladies and gentlemen,
that's the FX now, and you can only add one FX to a particular clip. So let me show you another FX. Okay, let me show you this one.
Yes, so ladies and gentlemen.
So that's for FX. Delete, of course. If I go to delete it, to delete the clip, but I have to undo it to bring back the clip. Then the volume, the volume normally.
Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Brothers Keep Up in Center. As you can see, I'm in
So all these ones are just even the crop. Normally, if you want to crop this video, you just zoom it, crop and zoom in. Zooming in and zooming out, they are same thing in this context. So if I zoom it like this now, what I was saying about how you frame, some people now they video you and video you like this. Now let me save it. You see, you are cutting the person's head. Let me undo it. So you have to frame well. So that is all this crop. Mirror, just watch the mirror, just flip, so freeze, it won't move, zoom, reverse, that's all these things. Zoom, you can decide which one, zoom in, zoom left, you see, just shifted to the left, zoom right, zoom up, zoom down, you see, zoom down cuts the distance. So let me just say none. So forward, all these things, you just play around them. So these are the basic things you need to be a professional. I've taught you how to frame. I've taught you establishment shots. I've taught you how to intro is how you enter and how you go out. Now this is your introduction now. So if you want to, normally we start our intro with maybe a transition. For instance, this cross now you are seeing in the beginning and at the end of the clips. See this end of this clip now, you still see a cross. End of here, you see a cross. That is where you put your transition. What is transition? Transition is how a clip moves to another clip. That's, for instance, let me show you. You click on that cross. You see, this one didn't show me much options because it's the intro, so you have limited options. It's either you want it to appear. Let me increase the duration so it will be obvious to you.
Yes, so ladies.
See this one. See this one.
Yes,
so you can decide, okay, I want my video to start like this. Then you just click it, just watch.
Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Brothers Keep Up.
You understand?
As you can see, I'm eating cheese ball, and then when you want to start.
Now, this background sound now. If you're recording, if you're maybe you're doing a talk show kind of, maybe just only you, it's important that you just put some background sound so that it will make it more lively. Just listen now.
Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Brothers Keeper Training Center.
You see, it kind of added flavor to the whole thing. So that's how to put background in this thing actually. Just get this background song you want or sound, just reduce the volume, let the vocals or the recorded audio, let it be more, the volume be higher than that of the background, because if it's in the same level, you see that they'll be clashing. You understand? So that's it. Then this, let's add, let me just cut this video so that it won't be disturbing us. Let me split it and delete this one so I won't have to be scrolling and scrolling. So let me click on this cross here. You see they showed us more options because this is now inside, so I can so you can see the transition. So it's now left for you to see this one. Now left for you to know which one. Let me use this zoom in. So these ones, them you use them mostly for what do they call it, for in and outro, intro and outro. So let's use this one. So just watch now. Let me play. You understand? So that's just it. What have we not done? How to add text to video, we've done that. So that's just basically all that you need to know. The basics, the very basics that can make you edit like a pro. Understand? Of course, if you enjoyed this particular class, or if you've been enjoying my other classes, feel free to sing our praises outside or anywhere you see our posts. So now to save it, you just have to go to this export and click, and of course, the same way you continue to add transitions to others. Then when you are done, to do your outro, you can see this VN, they will normally give you this last clip. You can decide to delete it or you can write on it. So let me delete this one. So to do outro, let me click you see they still give me this like the intro. So the outro should be something that should be closing.
Have something
you see the intro opened, but this one ain't closed the same way. So let me show you what I mean. That intro, you see this one opened, but the outro is closed. You understand? Because you are done. So you go to export to save. So once you click that export, it will automatically be saving your video for you. And again, most importantly, when you are doing a video clip, be mindful of the time. If you're doing something like maybe just want to video an environment, or you are doing a wedding coverage or stuff like that, all you need to do is just get short clips from, unless maybe somebody is giving a speech, but not like maybe you just a single shot, you make a single shot like 10 minutes, or no, that's too much. Just get single shot. So I'll just come to this save to album. Even if I don't save it to album, saving it to album will only put it for me here, in this my list. Remember when this is where we started, where we say you click on the cross to get new project. So now see the it's on top now because it's the last edited stuff we did. So if I click on it, maybe I want to go and make some adjustments. So far I have not deleted those individual clips. It will still be there. I can still go and edit them again and add whatever I want to add. But if I delete maybe this my own clip now, this my cheeseball clip for instance, and I come back to this place, it's going to be blank in that place that I've deleted that particular clip from my gallery. Like if I go to my gallery and delete this clip now, and I come back to this edited to re-edit, it's going to be blank, this place. So I will need to look for another clip from individual clip from my gallery and add. So that is it. Then when it comes to shooting music video, for those that are rappers or singers, now when you are finished, first of all, you are doing your singing or your rapping, you are playing your song, for instance, with a speaker, and then you are singing and you're videoing yourself. When you're done, then you go, when you come to this place, for instance, let's say this is the video of you singing your song, then you come to your music and try to place your main song, not the one that you recorded with phone, your main song. Then you mute the audio of the one you recorded, so that when you are singing, it will be reflected. So you shall look for a way to sync two of them together, you understand, so that it will be able to match. So that's how they achieve those music videos. I would have loved to move further. If you're maybe really interested in learning that, and you're not certain, you feel you didn't understand what I just said, you can still chat me up and I will explain better. So that is it. Let's not prolong this particular one. So thank you once again for being part of this brother skipper training. And of course, remember, let's help one another. You can recommend me to people so that they also benefit from what you've benefited from. The money online is too much for one person to eat. So have a wonderful day. Am I exporting again? I should be ending this video not exporting. So see ya.